Former NFL player Chris Kluwe was arrested after melting down over quote-unquote MAGA during a Huntington Beach, California City Council meeting. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Chris Kluwe, a former NFL football player, a kicker, who was arrested after melting down over quote-unquote MAGA during a Huntington Beach, California City Council meeting. Now, the reason why I put emphasis on the after is because he was not arrested for the MAGA meltdown. He was arrested for what he did after the meltdown. That is key. Okay, so don't let anybody tell you, oh, you're violating freedom of speech. No. What he did was something else, threatening city council members. Now, before I go too far into it, I just want to show you guys an article. Okay, this is going to be New York Times. I want to show you what happened here, black and white. Then we're going to get to what he said during the actual meeting. Then we're going to get to news coverage to give you some more context into what happened here. But you see the headline. Former NFL player is arrested after protests over MAGA plaque. Okay, we're talking about a plaque. That's what this all was about. Chris Kluwe, a former punter for the Vikings, was arrested after speaking at a city council meeting in Huntington Beach, California. Now, is that MAGA country? I know you got a lot of conservatives out there. What's that, like Orange County? Y'all give me the 411 on this particular location. All right. So he's known for speaking like this isn't his first time. He's been doing this kind of thing before. Okay. So he was arrested and charged with disrupting a city council meeting. He was objecting to plans for a plaque celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Huntington Beach Central Library, which included the words magical, alluring, galvanizing, and adventurous, the first letters of which spell MAGA. President Trump's slogan, mean Make America Great Again. The proposed plaque continued with a more explicit reference. Through hope and change, our nation has built back better to the golden era of making America great again. Also alluding to the hope and change and build back better slogans popularized by former presidents Barack Obama and Joseph R. Biden. All right. So he's been there 15 years. He was one of several guys that got up and whatnot. Now, here's where he messed up. Saying he would now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience, he took a few steps toward the front of the room where council members were sitting and police officers rushed in to detain him. All right, that is what happened. Now, before I go too far into the story, let's get to what he said. Of course, again, this and everything else will be in the box, but without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
It's clear that this council does not listen, so instead I'm going to take my time to say what MAGA has stood for these past 3 weeks. MAGA stands for trying to erase trans people from existence. MAGA stands for resegregation and racism.
I hate that they try to put the LGBT and the black together. He just did it right there. They always do that. The white liberals are the biggest racists in this entire planet. In the entire planet, it's them right there. And you know why they're the biggest racists? Because they hide behind not being racist. But I digress.
MAGA stands for censorship and book bans. MAGA stands for firing air traffic controllers while planes are crashing.
A lie. We're not firing any air traffic control. Just because there were FAA firings does not mean that air traffic controllers got fired. So you're lying.
MAGA stands for firing the people overseeing our nuclear arsenal. MAGA stands for firing military veterans and those serving them at the VA, including canceling research on veteran suicide. MAGA stands for cutting funds to education, including for disabled children. MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat, but that is what it is. I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience.
Get the heck! Get out!
Greta Thunberg type situation. Is this guy funded by somebody? Like right when I saw this picture right here, I'm like, okay, is he getting funded? Is he getting money to do this? You know, them NFL football checks are pretty big, but now that you're retired, where's money coming from? Doing stuff like this, perhaps? I'm not really sure. Okay, so let's go to the news coverage here. This is ABC 7. Again, links in the box. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Kluwe has made political headlines before advocating for same-sex marriage, LGBTQ rights, and Colin Kaepernick. But this is the first.
So is he a paid protester? Like, that's what I want to know, because that's kind of what it smells like.
Time his advocacy has put him behind bars.
I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience.
Get the heck! Get out!
But he already know what time it is because he was putting his hands behind his back immediately. Like, he went up to them and then put his hands behind. Look.
Get out.
Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. He's already putting his hands behind his back, so he already know what time it is.
Get out.
That is former NFL punter Chris Kluwe being arrested at Tuesday night's Huntington Beach City Council meeting over the city's decision to place a MAGA plaque at the city's public library.
We want to honor the library. We want there to be a plaque, but we don't want MAGA on that because the library isn't supposed to be political.
The all-Republican council voted 7-0 to approve the plaque, which features the words magical, alluring, galvanizing, and adventurous on it, a clear nod to the Make America Great Again Trump movement.
MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and
You know what? Okay, I can almost agree with him when he talks about not wanting the plaque to be political. Okay, cool. So you guys, I don't want to see your trans and LGBT and all kind of stuff, flags everywhere. I don't want to see Black Lives Matter. I don't want to see none of that stuff. I don't want to see Free Palestine. I don't want to see no political stuff nowhere. Okay, be cool with that. Like, I would just strike a deal. I won't put the MAGA plaque up if you guys take all the LGBT flags down from all over the entire state of California. Deal or no deal?
most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat, but that is what it is.
Kluwe was a history and poli-sci major at UCLA and says he sees direct parallels between what Trump is doing to our government now and what Adolf Hitler did in the 30s.
They always talk about that, which is crazy because Trump is contracting the size of the government and reducing our role as far as foreign relations. The Nazis were a whole different thing.
It's an explosive and controversial charge, but he's not the only one making it.
If you think I'm overreacting and sounding the alarm too soon,
This is J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois.
consider this. It took the Nazis 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 days, 8 hours, and 40 minutes to dismantle a constitutional republic.
It was a
That is a complete oversimplification of history. You want to talk about Weimar and the state of the country? Like, let's not talk. I don't like people talk about history and they get the facts wrong and they just straight up lie about what happened.
Another ignominious day for President Trump. Yesterday, he blamed the war in Ukraine on Ukraine and chastised Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for complaining that he was being left out of the negotiations with Russia and its dictator Vladimir Putin. Today, President Trump
Russia and the dictator Vladimir Putin. That's hilarious.
called Zelensky the dictator.
A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast because that war is going in the wrong direction. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably wants to keep the gravy train going.
For several Republicans in Congress who up to this point have allowed Trump to run roughshod over the government they're supposed to be a co-equal branch of, this was a bridge too far.
This is ABC, but this is local California news. Okay, that's what's going on. Like I tell you guys a lot of times to watch local news and they'll give you kind of a non-biased point of view, but this is California. California sucks. You guys who live in California, you guys are beautiful. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. But your people that are in charge, the governance, the leadership, the news, all of it sucks.
Putin started this invasion. He is the dictator. He has killed all of his opponents. Zelensky was rightfully elected. I would ask that our president stand on the side of freedom.
Clearly, Vladimir Putin's responsible for this war.
As President Trump was facing criticism today, the official White House social media account posted this image of Trump wearing a crown with the words, "Long live the king," which brings us back to Kluwe.
I cannot think of anything more offensive to me as an American citizen than a president with a crown on his head. It goes against everything this country stands for.
And he's calling for more civil disobedience, but from those in elected office.
Now, if you want to see a real king, if you want to see a real dictator, Gavin Newsom, okay? Gavin Newsom, Lord Newsom, King Newsom, Nero, Caligula, that's your guy right there that you probably voted for, Chris Kluwe. So the audacity, the nerve, the double standards, the hypocrisy out of this world.
I want our Democratic officials to start getting arrested. I want them to start actually protesting what is going on, because what is going on is not American.
Kluwe was charged with misdemeanor disrupting an assembly and says he spent about 4 hours in jail before being released. We reached out to Huntington Beach City Council tonight, didn't hear back, but Councilmember Gracie Vandermar told the LA Times that Kluwe got the 5 minutes of fame that he wanted, adding, "The city of Huntington Beach has always been conservative, and they tried to change that, and we're just taking it back to the way it was. If I wanted to live in a liberal city with liberal values, I would have stayed in Los Angeles," end quote. Also, the council voted to adapt the plaque, where they took the MAGA words from the center of the plaque and put them at the bottom. Jory Rand, ABC.
All right, happy medium. There we go. So, yeah, shout out to Huntington Beach, California. Is this MAGA country? That'd be nice. A nice place to visit, nice place to go to on the ABL tour when I start that. But as I close, I want to say this. Chris Kluwe, what's going on, bro? Are you a paid protester? Are you Greta Thunberg's older cousin or something like this? Like, what's really happening? I'm seeing you getting carried out for a photo op. I never really see anybody get carried like that when they get arrested. That right there just screams to me, photo op, I want to be on the front page of the newspaper. I was paid to do this. They told me basically what to say. Look, they sent me the script that I read, and then they told me at the end, what you're going to do is approach them and then get arrested because you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Are you a failed actor? Like, what's really going on? It is Southern California, after all. A lot of actors, a lot of fake people out there. This, to me, looks like a production. It feels fake, phony, and a thing he did to simply get money after them NFL football checks then dried up. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Chris Kluwe and his little demonstration, civil disobedience, getting himself locked up? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This dude's a goober, a complete idiot, a cornball, but I'm not surprised. This is kind of what they do. It's really performative. It's kind of silly. I understand the point about not wanting political stuff, but I'm sure that you didn't have any objections to any kind of LGBT stuff anywhere, Black Lives Matter. I'm sure you didn't object to the black and the brown stripes being put in the LGBT flag. I'm sure you didn't object to that because you mentioned black and brown in the very beginning with your LGBT remarks. That means you think they're the same thing. So you're not speaking from a place of purity. You're not speaking from a place of common sense. You just want your side to be the dominant side. That's all that is. And of course, it looks like you're getting paid to do all of this. So once you get paid to do a certain thing and they tell you exactly what to do and how to do it, your opinion becomes completely irrelevant. Who cares? You're just an actor acting out a role, and I'll treat you as such. I don't think the people on TV are actually really doing what they're doing. They are acting, they are performing, and that's it. It's purely entertainment. It's not real life. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.